Hey guys, welcome back. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are discussing the return of the Gravemind, something that I've seen a lot of people talking about after Awakening the Nightmare. Just a little heads up before we start, the Halo Wars 2 Complete Edition giveaway that I started last week has officially ended. Thank you to every single person who entered. There were like 8,500 entries, which is fucking insane. So stick around to the end of the video to see if you are one of the 4 winners who get to walk away with Halo Wars 2 and every single DLC, including that lovely Flood DLC. So, let's first have a look at what Awakening the Nightmare said about the Gravemind and why it sparked a whole debate about it. It basically touched on how the Gravemind is more an intelligence than a single entity, in that all of the knowledge a Gravemind attains is passed between Graveminds. Basically, a simple way of understanding this is that all Graveminds that ever exist possess the same intellect and knowledge, no matter how far apart they're created. This is why the Gravemind that we fought in Halo 2 and Halo 3 knew about stuff that happened during the Foreigner Flood War, almost 100,000 years prior, and it's also why the next Gravemind to exist will have knowledge of the Human Covenant War and the events that surrounded it. It's just the way Graveminds work. The Phoenix log then goes on to end the debate of whether or not the Gravemind from Halo 3 is dead. It was 100% killed by the Chief firing Installation 08 at the end of Halo 3. Whether or not it was totally destroyed or just killed with parts of its body left behind remains to be seen. We don't know that, considering that Installation 08 was, as we know, a partly built ring. It didn't fire correctly, so it may have left behind some of the Gravemind and just damaged it enough to kill it. We don't know, but what we know for sure is that the Gravemind is dead. However, at the end of the log, it states that it's only a matter of time before it rises again. Now, the Flood connoisseurs, who have been with us for a while now, pretty much knew this already. I mean, hell, the last video that I made basically covered why this is a fact that we already knew. When the Precursor's final test happens, of course, Graveminds are going to be a part of that. But let's not forget how Awakening the Nightmare left us. I know I said in the last video that I don't expect anything to happen with the Flood on the Ark for a while, and I still don't. I'm not going to change my opinion, I still don't. But that doesn't mean that they aren't still going to do things while they're not a part of the main story. It doesn't mean that things won't happen within that self-contained bubble while it's not a centerpiece of the main story arc. Now, during the war between the Banished and the Flood, we can assume pretty easily that a large number of Banished forces were killed, and that a majority of them were infected. We also know that the only hole in High Charity's containment field that the Flood could escape from was absolutely minuscule. I made a point about this last week in a video. Now, this means that the amount of Flood that could actually escape the Hive within High Charity was likely very minimal compared to what Flood actually remained in the wreckage, and I'd say that this is definitely the case considering the fact that the Quarantine Shield remained active at the end of the DLC, and I can assume that the Sentinels that were flying towards the shield, cleansing the area around it, are likely going to start policing that area to make sure nothing else gets out. Ultimately, what I'm getting at here is that what if the last line of the Phoenix log is referring to the biomass that the Flood gathered from the dead Banished soldiers during the war, being taken back into High Charity to help form a Gravemind? Maybe because the hole was so small and not that much Flood could escape, most of them stayed within High Charity to ensure the Gravemind that they were trying to create wouldn't be found or destroyed, and would remain hidden from the Banished and the Sentinels, so that once the little skirmish was over, they could continue building it up for the future. And then, just by luck, they ended up killing a shitload of Banished forces, and were able to use that as biomass to help fuel this Gravemind. Maybe. It's a possibility, and it's all we really have right now to go off when it comes to discussing this hint. There is always the chance that this tease is just sort of like a generic tease, stating that, yeah, at some point in the vast, distant future, there will be another Gravemind, but, you know, it never hurts to speculate based on what little information that we know as to how soon that's gonna be. So that's it for today, guys. I have seen a shitload of discussion about this one Phoenix log, and I've had so many comments asking me to talk about it, so I figured today I would just make one fairly short video, just throwing my hat in the ring, giving my opinion on it. I don't want to make a video that's too long, that's just filled with loads of fluff and pointless details just for the sake of making a long video. I'd rather just cover everything in a concise manner, and I think that's what I did today. If you have any of your own theories, by any means, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. There's probably stuff that I missed. Now, for the giveaway winners. So I went through and made sure that none of the winners were bots, because towards the tail end of the competition, I had quite a few bots enter. But without any further ado, congratulations to Old Man Blunts, Caesar Pineda, Cameron Canardi, and Nathan Aritza. You've officially won a Halo Wars 2 Complete Edition. Congratulations. Your codes are going to be sent to your respective contact details tonight that you put into Gleam when you sign up for the giveaway. So check those, whether they're Twitters or email addresses, check those, and congratulations. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.